everyone, this is Kali S. von Kreatives Leben, and today I am participating in a video hub. It's a German video hub, so I'm not quite sure if you're interested, but in case you are, the topic is polka dots, and I really was looking forward to the theme because I think it's a great theme. It's very it offers lots of different variations and ideas, and I'm really curious to see what the others are going to make out of it. So it's hashtag gepunktet, which is a German word, and I will add this to the description below. So you see me creating a background, and it's quite a dark background for my taste. I'm not so much of a dark background person. I prefer bright colors, as you might know, but this is because of the idea I had in my mind. I wanted to create a pictures from the 50s, and for me it's a dark time. Well, not dark in the sense of dark, but these are the colors I was thinking of. And so I'm adding some colors, some splatters with my different inks in similar colors to the colors I have in my cardstocks. But as you can see, I stopped because I realized that the little dots that I had were also polka dots. Kinds of, right? So I left them there and let them to dry, and took me a while because it's quite humid right now in Germany, and at least where I live. And once everything was dried, probably after an hour or so or even more, and you can see the ink is still moving when I put my gel medium on top. I'm putting down some tissue paper from Tim Holtz, which is really great. Actually, it never buckles. It really sticks down, which I really, really like. But here today it was different, and I guess this is because of the moleskin paper, which has some difficulty sometimes with anything wet, with any kind of wet medium. I still love my journal because I love the size, so I will stick with it and just endure. So now I'm creating my background. I wanted to add some black and white. So this is the text I'm creating, the postcard. And I wanted to create like a, old-fashioned background, a vintage background, I guess that's what you would call it. And I had this wonderful cardstock with different words that I felt would go well with the theme, like eccentric and playmate. And so this is what I'm putting down, and it's also in a similar color theme, so it blends in well with the background, but still I added some turquoise, teal to my background, and it gives a little bit of pop of color, which is great because the brown was too strong for me. And nevertheless, I'm going to use some ink, and this time I'm not doing splatters. I really want the brown ink. It's it's raw umber actually, and it's a really beautiful color because it's rather transparent. And I'm just adding some water to spread it around, and it mixes well with everything else, and still you can see the background. So now everything is dry, and I'm going to do a collage. And basically you can see I have already put on the back of my cardstock, I have put the form I want to recreate, and I have already put down the figure I'm going to create, and it's basically a lady in a petticoat. That's what I'm doing. So I wanted the petticoat to have polka dots, and what you see me doing now is putting some a gel medium on the back of her top, and I'm letting it dry a little bit for it to really soak, and this ensures that the paper really sticks down afterwards. And the lower part is thinner paper, so I don't have to do that as much as I need to do it for the top, which was really very stiff cardstock. As you see, it's a two-sided cardstock. That's why it's a bit stiffer, I guess. So I'm putting it down, and I have already my little dress. So lot of the work is already done, and I simply have now to add the features. And you can see on my right, this is the picture I'm taking out of the internet as my basis, and I'm adding pink, as the color for skin, and I could have left it there because it's more like a cartoonish picture that I'm doing here, but I still felt that it would be a little bit boring and flat, so I'm going to add colors and shades to her face using the same colors that I have already in that I have already in my paintings. So I'm using some burnt umber, actually not raw umber, because I don't have any raw umber in my tube color as but that's how it is. And I'm not using black for her hair. I'm not using black anywhere actually. I just felt that I could get some depth by just using my brown. I think it's more harmonious because it really matches well with the rest of the background. And something you might have noticed, which I don't like doing usually, or I don't do, is the color for dress is nowhere in the background, and I'm going to rectify that later. And it's a choice. You could keep it. I don't think it's that bad. But it's quite a bold statement. Let's put it that way. The dress is the center of the image, obviously, of the page. So um, you have to like it or not. And I just felt that it was too bold a statement, which I'm going to rectify by adding some pink to the background and therefore making it more harmonious. But I like the fact that it's pink, and the pink is the opposite color to green, which is one of the main colors in the background. So it's a very bold statement. And that's okay, everything goes, everything goes. So here I'm taking my ink to give her a place to stand, because otherwise she would be flying, and I don't want that. And this is what I was mentioning to you. Now I'm adding pink to her lips, which is about the same color than the dress. And I'm also going to I'm bringing some more pink onto her cheeks and on her legs, on her everything, just to make it more, to give more volumes and create more shadings. But again, I think I could have done without, but it makes the picture more tri-dimensional. That's why I was doing it. And here I'm adding some dots in pink because I just felt that something was missing. And again, I had explained why I felt that otherwise the dress or the lady would stand out too much. And there was also this space here that somehow was missing something, I felt all the time. So that's why I'm adding some pink, and I'm also adding some white because I can, because white is always a good idea, and also it makes the background stand out less, if that makes sense. It brings down everything. So once everything was dry, I'm going in with my pencil. The reason for this is that everything is very small, so that's why I felt that using a pencil would be more helpful, because I can add more details, and also because the face was still to shine through. I could see the background, which is a choice. Honestly, I don't. That's the way I do it. I prefer to have the background first and then paint on top of it, and it means I really have to use opaque paint. I know there are people doing it the opposite way. They first draw the face and then the background. I don't do this. I prefer it that way because I felt that it's more harmonious and the painting is then more part of a whole. It's not just the face or the figure or whatever it is. And yeah, I can add the details. I can do her shades. I felt that while I loved the idea of tearing the pages, I thought maybe I should have cut it, to be honest, because I didn't like how it was standing next to the background. So now I went in with my color pencil and just added the lines and make it more crisp, if that makes any sense. And the reason I took my iPad again is because I needed to do the belt and I wanted to remind myself of how the belt was. It's a white belt. I could have done it in another color, but I think it went very well with the rest and it stands out well. And my little lady is done, I must say. So I really hope you enjoyed her. I hope you will give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so, if you subscribe my channel. Bye bye and take care.